Hello everybody and welcome back to Asagao Academy. When last we left off, we had just started the video game tournament, and basically Hana kicked Ian's ass in Dumby Doom's Revenge. So now, after demonstrating Satch's VR headset and learning a few little interesting scenarios in his little VR headset, he totally digs Hana. There's like no question now. Then now he's walked away because he's blushing and embarrassed and all that. So he turned and dashed away. I watched him go, bewildered. So, was that how Satch saw me? If it was, Hello, tournament competitors! The judges' score sheets are now in. We'll tally the scores and announce the winners in a few minutes. Announce? Then, did Satch really have forms to fill out? Huh. I walked around the room for a bit, looking at the different inventions. Some of them are pretty neat, but I didn't bother trying them out. After my event in Satch's VR machine, I felt drained and a little lightheaded. Some 15 minutes passed before I heard the MC again. Hello, tournament competitors, and thank you for your patience. I would like to announce our winners. In third place, Jimmy Sunder with his extremely detailed level design analyzer. Some guy with a crazy hairdo walked up to the front of the room, grabbed his medal, and bowed. In second place, Tom Grachowiak for his robot that can memorize choices and even form the basis of a personality. Kill it with fire that is beginning a Skynet. An older man received the silver medal, thanking the MC in a Polish accent. And in first place, Satchel Drakes for his revolutionary VR that can control movement with nothing but thought. A rush of cheers filled the auditorium. Satch jumped up to the front podium and accepted his gold medal, thanked his audience, and fled. I ran to his booth to congratulate him, but when I got there, he was completely swarmed by people. From the looks of it, some were reporters or businessmen? I bounced up and down, waving at him until he caught a glimpse of me. I gave him a thumbs up and he grinned in return. I wouldn't be talking with him for a while. I left Satch's booth and wandered around the room, wondering what to do with myself. Then I saw Caddy over at Jimmy's booth, waiting to speak to him. Suddenly Jeff's warning came back to mind. You should talk to Caddy. Curious, I approached. He shifted nervously as he watched me come, but smiled when I stood in front of him. Hey! Hana, fancy seeing you here. Yeah, fancy seeing you here at the tournament, where we're all competing. I chuckled and he laughed loudly. Too loudly. I watched him shift his hands in his pockets and glanced furtively around the room. Caddy, is everything okay? Yeah, everything's fine. Sorry, I've never been good at talking to cute girls. I glanced at him in surprise and he chuckled. It was flattering, but I realized that I would rather have someone else said it to me. I bit my lip. You seem rather skittish. Yeah, but I'm always like that, aren't I? He grinned again. Whatever Jeff wanted me to ask Caddy about, he wasn't having it. Finally! Free of the people who had been talking to him, Jimmy joined our group. Caddy, hey Hana, oh and Walid? Walid was crossing the room, evidently having come from his events. Jimmy sighed. I guess I never had the chance to beating Satch, did I? I worked so hard on that breeding AI for the newest generation Nokemon games. Really thought it could help so many Nokemon fans so much time. It's okay, Jimmy, you did your best, and it's definitely something you would do. I guess so, but how did yours go? About that... Walid trailed off, eyes downcast. Hey! Yes! I couldn't resist punching the air, joy rolling from my shoulders. That's awful rude, Hana. Sorry, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. I can't believe you actually said that. Seriously? I can't believe you lost. Neither can I. I'm gonna have to seriously rethink my future career if things are going like this. Your future career? As what? As in... Oh. Actually, never mind. But... Now. Caddy threw his arms around Jimmy and Walid's necks. If our events are all over, it's time to have some fun, eh? Come on, let's go. Tournament players get free games all day, and I'm not about to let that opportunity go to waste. You too, Hana. I nodded. For now, the tournament results were unknown, and Satch was being interviewed for his paradigm-shifting invention. There was nothing I could do but play. We played our hearts out at the end of the tournament, roaming from pinball machines to shooters and rhythm games. People left one by one for their events, returning with good and bad news, but never did an outside force take a title. By the end of the day, we were exhausted and sweaty, and the air inside the tiny arcade was muggy with humidity. The MC from the tournament finally tallied the scores and stood on the stage, microphone in hand. The winner of the 2015 South-Southwest tournament is... the Normal Boots Club! Yes! I screamed and clapped, and we swarmed on stage. The poor MC didn't know what hit him. As we celebrated on stage, Paul grabbed the microphone.
All right.
We'd like to thank our friends and fans for always supporting us, and there's something else we'd like to do. He grabbed my hand and tugged me to the front of the stage. I looked at Satch in bewilderment, and he gave me a thumbs up. We've treated our friend Hana terribly this past year. We'd like to formally apologize to her and her friend Mai. He bowed to me, as did the entire rest of the Normal Boots Club. I waved my hands aimlessly, trying to get this to stop happening. We would like to recognize that Hana is now, and has always been, a member of the Normal Boots Club. I clapped my hands over my mouth in sheer surprise. And now that she's won a match, it's official! But what about the boots? You know, they're an important symbolic gesture and all, but they're just gold boots. We can get new ones. Alright, rich kids. Paul gestured off stage, and I turned to see a red-faced Shane with Normal Boots jacket in hand. I'm sorry that I've been so distrustful, Hana. Welcome to the club. He lifted the jacket over my shoulders and patted me gently on the back. Tears filled my eyes, and I pulled him into a hug. I hope we can be friends now. We can if you stop hugging me. I released him and he fled back within the crowd. As the other members trickled off stage, I searched for Satch and found him beaming at me from within a haze of reporters and curious investors. My heart started racing, and suddenly a memory flashed in my mind. What is your dream, and what will you do after that one's accomplished? My dream. I've achieved it. New friends, the Normal Boots Club, winning the tournament. I had everything I wanted, so now what? What do I do now? I returned to my room, calm in my heart. I couldn't believe we won the tournament. I won the tournament. I was part of the Normal Boots Club. I pulled out my keys and braced myself for the inevitable. Who knew what waited for me on the other side of that door? Hana! Mai pounced on me, emitting a high-pitched wail. I couldn't go! Tell me what happened! Did you win? Of all days for Mai to have her biggest volleyball game of the year, it had to fall on the same day as the tournament. She was bouncing up and down, jostling me with every jump. Mai, hang on! Get off of me! She stepped away and I gasped for air. Sorry. She stared at me in shock. What? What happened? Mai held a trembling finger at my chest and I looked down. Yeah. You got a Normal Boots jacket! You won the tournament! You joined the Normal Boots! The entirety of the dorm probably heard her. No, the entirety of Japan. She grabbed my hands and spun me in a circle through our room. I stumbled over my miscellaneous piles of books, Mai's backpack, some papers. You did it! You did it! Stop this, please stop! I'm gonna be sick. The sound of a knock at the door made us both freeze in our tracks.
What?
What's that? Who's there? You don't think they want the jacket back, do you? Of course not. They wouldn't do that, would they? The knock came again. Go open the door. I gulped and approached the door as one would an enraged dog. Then eyes squeezed shut, I pulled it open. Hana? Ian?
Hey.
Hey. Is Mai there too? Mai poked her head around the corner. Oh, good. Do you mind coming with me? Both of you? Is something wrong? Not particularly. Ian didn't seem like he wanted to explain any further, so Mai and I followed him out to campus. Oh, congratulations on winning the tournament. Thank you. Man, come next year, I'm totally kicking your ass. Well, see about that. Mai watched us, stars glistening in her eyes. I'm in heaven, I'm in heaven. Ian led us to Poppy Hall. As we swept through its corridors, I had an inkling about where he was taking us. When he stopped in front of the hidden block club room, I realized I was correct. He opened the door and moved as if to go in first, then apparently thought better of it and gestured for us to go in first. Inside, I found a smiling Satch in the hidden block club, who all looked somewhat sheepish. Caddy stood to one side, blood red. Ian came in behind us and shut the door. Awkward. Ian sighed. Caddy took the boot. What? What? I glanced at Caddy, who messed with his hands and stared at the floor. Maya was shifting through a mixture of emotions beside me. It was probably better he couldn't look at her. It was supposed to be a stupid prank, and then he dropped them and he broke them, so... I took them to get them fixed, and while they were getting repaired, you two came under fire. Everyone took it way harder than I thought they would, considering they were just a pair of boots, so by the time they were fixed, I couldn't bear the thought of returning them. I procrastinated and you all started fighting, and then you weren't talking to each other, and it made it harder and harder to return them. I kept thinking about how mad everyone would be and how much you two suffered. I hid them in my closet and I ignored them, but eventually Jeff came across them and, well... I looked at Jeff, who gave me an awkward thumbs up. I'm really sorry. Please forgive me. Caddy got down on his hands and knees, then laid on the floor. Please walk on my head. Ooh, ow, no. Please get up. Oh no, you're not getting off the hook that easily. My short over to Caddy and grabbed his ear. I was thinking she was gonna stomp on his head. Ah! You're coming with me. Mai dragged him off the ground and then pulled him out of the room. Caddy squealed as he went. Their screams echoed down the hallway until they dissolved into silence. That's what he gets. Well, that's good.
Right on.
Hana and I can take the boots back to our club room. Our? You mean...
All right.
Whoa, she's got a jacket. It's true. I grinned and showed off my club patch. The newest addition to the Normal Boots Club. You got it. Luke whistled.
Oh, yeah.
Well done, Hana. No, it wasn't that big a deal. Anyway, we should get going. Satch grabbed one side of the boots and looked at me.
Yeah.
Right! I grabbed the other end of the boots, which were surprisingly cold. Together, Satch and I lifted the sucker and shuffled toward the door.
Hey!
Satch, I'm gonna beat you next year, got it? We'll see about that. Also, Steven Galaxy's on later tonight, so... Yes, I'll be there. Thus, we were on our awkward shuffling way. For some reason, the walk to the club room was awkward. Sunset faded and night had fallen around us. Although we technically weren't supposed to still be out, I was used to roaming the halls at night, and since Satch was there with me, I felt safe. I focused on not moving too quickly and trying not to complain about the cramping pain in my fingers. It helped me avoid Satch's eyes. Was it always this tense around him? What changed? Not sure how to handle... Suddenly, Satch broke the silence, talking to himself? Me? In a series of quiet mumbles.
Satch.
Satch? He jolted as if woken from a dream, nearly dropping the boots. I scrambled to accommodate the sudden shift in weight as he gathered himself. Sorry. No big deal. What were you whispering about?
Well,
why was he hesitating? Even with the worst of news, Satch usually delivered it effortlessly. My VR machine. People have sent me offers. Some want to buy it, some want to fund me as I develop it. Regardless, I'm going to be fine. I'll be able to stay at Asagao.
Yay!
That's great! Have you found a new dream? Oh, sudden question took me off guard and I flushed. So you remembered that too. I was thinking about it earlier. In the past few months, I had learned so many things about friendship, trust, honesty, loyalty, choice, sneezing. Ugh. Even, maybe, love? I felt myself flush and cleared my throat. Not yet, but I'm sure I will. What about you? I finally reached the hallway the Normal Boots Club room was in and edged along towards the door. Perhaps. Satch refused to elaborate further, and I, seeing the door, was content to focus on bringing these blasted boots to the rightful place. Satch opened the door with a deftly maneuvered foot, and we finally brought the boots back to their rightful place, the closet in the back of the room. We released them onto the cushion, and I immediately started rubbing blood back into my hands. My fingers. That thing is ridiculously heavy for a pair of boots. Satch held the ring of keys out to me. Care to do the honors? I laughed. Taking the keys, I turned to the boots. You were more trouble than you were worth, but I guess I'll get to know you better from now on. All hail the boots. I blew a kiss at them and shut the doors. I held up the keys to the heavens. May these boots stay forever in their rightful place. With that, I locked the closet door and turned cheerfully to Satch. He was staring at me, eyes shining brightly.
Satch.
Satch?
Hana.
Hana, come on. Oh, come on. Just satisfy me here. This might come as a surprise to you. I didn't want to bring it up, not while you were going through so much. But I think I've... Ah! Yay! I think I've fallen for you. Oh my god, you're so kind, so hardworking, so oh my god. He shook his head at a loss. I was hoping... No, all I wanted to tell you is I admire you. You inspire me. That is not fallen for you. That is love right there. That is more than admiration and inspiration, okay? Okay, that's more than that. The whole time I was working on the VR machine, I was thinking about you. How you'd react when you experienced it, what your impression would be. That's why I was able to work so hard, even after I lost my job. When I watched you using it during the tournament, to be honest, that felt better than anything that came after it, even winning. So,
Thank you.
Satch, you who has been there for me throughout this whole ordeal, who tried to get to the bottom of the boots issue because it was the right thing to do, who stood by my side even when evidence pointed to the contrary. And here I thought my feelings were one-sided. What? I laughed and moved to give him a hug. Yay! Oh, they're so cute together! Oh my god! Satch embraced me in turn, beaming. But when?
I don't know.
It happened somewhere along the way. There wasn't a moment, there was no fireworks, but at a time when time went on, I realized I wanted you by my side no matter what. I couldn't stand the idea that for whatever reason you might not be. I kissed him on the cheek. Shush. I lightly smacked him on the shoulder. We ended up sitting there the whole night on the floor of the Normal Boots Club room, just talking. Together we reflected on how much we learned from each other. Satch, how to rely on others and trust people, and me, how to believe in my power to change situations, to trust my friends, to be honest. We were so excited and so happy, we hardly noticed time slipping away until it was already dawn. We said our quiet goodbyes in front of Primrose, and I slipped away to sleep. There was a club meeting the next day, after all. I would see him soon. By the time I got to the club room, everyone else was already seated and waiting. I made eye contact with Satch. Huge grin spread across his face, and I flushed. Better not to look at him. I'd be a dead giveaway. Satch, what's wrong with you? Yeah, you're grinning like a maniac. Is it about your machine? Nope. What, you're not gonna tell us? No. That's not fair. I'll tell you when you guess. Okay. You got a puppy. I wish. You found out you're distantly related to Shakespeare. No, but good guess. You're performing live in concert because you've created a boy band with Gerard and 2 other kids from Asagao. Haha, boy band? Like that would ever happen. Oh. How self-referential. It wasn't a bad idea. Hana, do you have any idea? What, me? Maybe he got an engineering scholarship? Maybe he got an engineering scholarship? I keep telling you, you'll never guess. Oh, it's just a matter of time. For now, why don't we get this meeting started? There's another tournament coming up soon, and we've got a new member to inaugurate. Oh yeah! We've got to do her initiation ritual. Paul cackled, rubbing his hands together like a grasshopper. Wonderful, wonderful! Hana! Don't worry about it, Hana. It won't hurt a bit. And so began the rest of my time at Asagao. Best end! Yay! Yay! When I did the win. I did the win in the thingy of the wind. Yay! And that was the end of Asagao Academy. Wow, this has been a long series. It was a lot longer than I anticipated it to be, but that was such a great ending. I was so happy. I did such a good thing, and I did the great thing, and yay, Satch and Hatch and all that. Oh, so much fun, so much fun. That was a really good series. I'm really glad I played it. Again, it was a lot longer than I anticipated, and there were some places where, you know, it was slower than others, and then it picked back up. But I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I really hope you guys liked it as well. If you guys want, you know, more from this, let me know. I don't intend on returning to it for any of the other endings, but if you guys like it, you know, I'm willing to give it try it a different way. So let me know what you thought, and as always, I'm TC Robson. Stay obsessed. So we'll be on to another game or something here soon. So I have no idea what I'm going to do after this. So probably something with Bumbler, because I think I have a few games in mind I want to collaborate with him on. So anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Stay obsessed. We have more. Louder! I want to hear you scream it to the heavens! I emerged from my dorm the next morning ready to head to class and stopped in front of a spectacle that never in my life would I have expected to see. I steal things and let my friends get in trouble for it. I am a bad Kappa.
Ow!
Louder! I am a bad Kappa. Mai, what are you doing? You didn't think I was just going to let him get away with this, did you?
Sure.
He gave us weeks of suffering. Yeah, but everything worked out okay. You can cut him some slack. I'll cut him some slack when he's dead. Again! I am a bad Kappa. I backed away slowly as other students gathered around the commotion and bumped into someone. Oh, pardon me. I froze. Miss Shizuka stood next to Mr. Saitomo, his arm around her waist. Oh my god, Miss Shizuka and Mr. Saitomo. I did not put two and two together. That is awesome. Oh, Saizuka, or Shitomo. I like Shitomo better. She was absolutely bursting with joy, holding her hand in front of her as if her nails were drying. Oh, Hana, I'm glad you're here. I've been going around announcing it to everybody, and I want to include my favorite student. They're engaged! Me and Charles here have decided to get married! Oh my god! She screamed this last word out to the heavens as if sending a signal to another planet. I heard it bounce off Mars and ricochet towards Saturn. When? I glanced at Mr. Saitomo and he winked at me. All at once I remembered running into him in the dead of night and how he walked me back to my dorm without ever saying a word against my being out. Was it because he was sneaking around to see Miss Shizuka? I stared at the two as Shizuka leaned over to kiss Mr. Saitomo in the cheek. I had never seen her happier, and Mr. Saitomo seemed 10 years younger in her presence. I shook my head.
Seriously?
I wish you both great happiness. Thank you, Hana. I'm sure we will have it. Yes, I agree. Miss Shizuka wrapped her hands in Mr. Saitomo's. My prince has finally come. I waved and passed them, giving them all the privacy they so clearly desired. As I headed across campus, a voice called out to me.
Hana.
There you are, and how are you doing? I shook my head. Satch, life at Asagao Academy never gets easier. No? He slid an arm around my shoulder, grinning mischievously. Okay, maybe some things do. Oh, that was such a good little ending. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. Ah, Shitamo all the way. Anyway, as I said before, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you thought of the game. And as always, I'm TC Robson. Stay obsessed.